According to the NHS, the daily recommendation for iron intake for women of a reproductive age is 14.8 milligrams. Now, this number is nearly twice that to what everyone else is supposed to eat. With this in mind, I wanted to create a full day of eating using just simple recipes, but with the intention of getting us up to this number of 14.8. And as it happens, by doing this, we are actually also getting about 72 grams of plant-based protein throughout the day, which is always a bonus. So we are going to be making a carrot cake overnight weetabix, followed by a pasta salad using tofu, feta, and green peas. And then for dinner, it's gonna be a tempeh and broccoli bowl. As a quick little side note, all the numbers that I've used to make these calculations can be found either in the info chart listed down below, or I've looked at the nutritional information that is provided on the back of the product used. So with that being said, I am not a nutritionist and I'm definitely not a mathematician, so take these numbers with a grain of salt. This is all just meant for a bit of inspiration, a bit of a nudge for myself and for anyone else who feels like they might want to every so often check in and see, am I actually eating enough of X, Z, Y nutrient? There are two things that we're gonna need to prep the night before. The first is our overnight weetabix, as the name suggests. So weetabix, or wheat biscuits I should say, since I actually bought the cheaper non-branded version, are a good example of a breakfast cereal that has been fortified with iron. One serving, which is 2 biscuits, provides 4.6 milligrams. To this we're going to add 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, which is roughly 0.77 milligrams of iron. Then for spices, I'm using cinnamon, ginger, and a tiny bit of cloves, and then half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. To this, we're going to be adding some alpro toddler soy milk. Now, based on the packaging, this one is meant to be for ages 1 till 3, but it was the only fortified soy milk that I could find, and I don't really see why it should matter if I'm like 30 odd years late to the party. So we're adding half a cup, or 125 milliliters, and this gives us another 2.6 milligrams of iron. I'm then adding another half cup of water. You could of course use the full cup of soy milk, but this is how I would typically make my overnight oats, so I decided to just follow the same formula. Then we're adding 1 finely grated carrot, which is about half a cup's worth of carrot. And then the next morning, we are going to top our weetabix mixture with half a cup of soy gurt, and then the rest of our iron boosters. So we have 1 tablespoon of pistachios, which is 0.39 milligrams, and then 30 grams of dried apricots, and that is another 1.2 milligrams of iron. So it's a great source of iron, but it's also a good source of vitamin C. The second thing that we want to prepare the night before is our tofu feta to go in our pasta salad. For this, we're gonna start by combining a blob of white miso paste with apple cider vinegar and lemon juice, and then just giving this a quick stir until the miso paste has dissolved. Next, we're adding olive oil, nutritional yeast, minced garlic, oregano, some onion powder, salt, pepper, and chili flakes. After giving this another quick little stir, we'll add a block of drained tofu and give the whole jar a good shake. In here, the iron components are the tofu, which is roughly 2.7 milligrams per 100 grams. So we are at 10.8 milligram for the entire block. And then the 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast gives us another 0.7 milligrams. To make pasta salad, I tend to just throw together whatever I can find in the fridge. So today we are using some mixed leafy greens and spinach, pasta enough to feed 4 people, some lemon juice, olive oil, a good pinch of salt, and lemon zest. To this we are then going to add a cup of green peas, some fresh mint leaves, a combination of sun-dried and fresh tomatoes, some cucumber, and some hemp seeds. So from the cup of peas, we are going to get 2.6 milligrams of iron, the spinach another 1.8 milligrams, and then the hemp seeds 2.4 milligrams. And then once we've combined this with the tofu feta, we've got a bowl of 18.4 milligrams of iron. So dividing this into 4 portions, we have got 4.6 milligrams. For our final recipe of the day, we are going to start by cooking 1/4 of a cup quinoa mixed with 1/4 of a cup of rice in the rice cooker, and on top we will pop some broccoli to steam. Meanwhile, we will saute a block of tempeh until it's gotten golden brown on both sides. And in the same pan, we are then going to mix some soy sauce, agave syrup, rice vinegar, sesame oil, fresh garlic, fresh ginger, and then adding some cornstarch diluted in water. Once this mixture has thickened, we will return the tempeh to the pan to let it coat in the sauce. So per serving in this dish, we are getting 2.2 milligrams of iron from the tempeh, 1.1 milligram from the quinoa, and about 1.4 milligram from the broccoli. The broccoli is also doubling up as our source of vitamin C for this one. So that leaves us at 4.7 milligrams from dinner, and our total daily intake of iron at 18.86 milligrams. A raving success, I would say.